Hello everyone, this is Maffuman, coach of the StarCraft Starbound. We got a 6-on-6 ship-building action game starting Ghetto SC. One over's got that BC, he's got that speed, he's got a little bit of range to boost it out. We got double battle cruisers, or double dreadnoughts. Diesel coming on in. He's got the 4 lasers to really hammer in the farming. WM Beamer splits the difference, has 2 ship plating upgrades and 2 laser batteries. Ghetto SC looks like he went for range and speed, 1-in-1 with his extra. Handyman coming on in. He's got 3 needle spines and 1.61 speed, so a little bit less speed, but a little bit more damage output. We got the Raven back there from Beast Wand. He's got that secret missile. Cheeseburger Disinfect gonna coming on in. He's got let's see, 4 interceptors. He's gonna try to use them as much as possible. The Guardians are really good against interceptors at the very beginning because they generally have range and, you know, want to farm. The Shrike coming on in. He's got 1.71 speed and not much else. Yibidas coming on in. He has 325 energy, but is not using it to shields because he has the electromagnetic storm. Turtle H coming on in. 3 shield upgrades, 3 missile upgrades. Beautiful storm being used on Ghetto as well as 1 over. Anita Pussy getting me demonetized, but having 5 tentacles right there, doing a bunch of damage, and looks like Beast Wand's going to come on in and slap him with the secret missile for his efforts. 1.61 speed, but having the Shrike around him does help. WM Beamer pushing on up. The Shrike as well as Turtle H using that speed that they have and using the gas that the map allows you to do in order to save themselves. Looks like 3 Snack coming on in. He is turning right. He doesn't have any upgrades, so he has 297 money, but will he be able to use any of it, or will the blue side take out their first victim in the next couple seconds? And they are going to. Unfortunately, not having any upgrades is not usually the best way of doing it. But Cheeseburger's pushed back. Yibidas has electromagnetic storm, and he now can try to use it. Possibly no. Okay, we got another secret missile from Beast Wand on the Shrike. Anytime that you have energy, you need to doing some damage. Yibidas coming on in. Handyman. He has he's hanging out with his buddies. He's trying to shoot as much as possible, and Turtle H trying to figure out what the best angle, who to attack. But it looks like he has 3 enemies on his right side, 2 enemies on his left side, so he's going to go on back. He puts his 205, 206 money into action. Anita Pussy is the only one who can use his Evolve in field to upgrade whenever he has the money for it. Everybody else has to go on back to base. Looks like the blue side's pretty happy with their 1 pickup in the very beginning. They're not going to try to push it too much either. They have 2 Guardians. Guardians are not good against running away. They are very good at damage forward because their acid spores and Broodling Strike do damage going forward, but only their needle spines operate in all directions. And also they can't be shielded from the Raven. So WM Beamer, he's like, hey, I'm a little bit hurt. Let's all tag back. Let's see, check out the money situation. We got 243 from Beast Wand. We got Ghetto SC 382, 691 from WM Beamer, Diesel 828, and 411 from Handyman. 1 over 650 basically at this point. So they all can go back, do a bunch of damage, and the blue side's trying to decide what type of situation that they want to try to go for. Double siege is a possibility, but a risky one at that. The Shrike coming on in. The Shrike has longbow missiles up at 5. In the very beginning of the game, he went for missiles to do damage to the capital ships, which should hopefully allow him to farm a little bit more. And that can work. You do want to upgrade your lasers eventually. Many people just start off at 4 to really get that one-shot farming, but not so much right now. Cheeseburger warping on in. Cheeseburger has warped in as well as warping in interceptors, but as soon as he gets the 125 energy for it. Turtle H deciding to go on back. Looks like the blue side is attacking, but they are not going to be able to catch up with the rest of the people just yet. And also the Sky Furies are just going to fly up there and you take it out. Kabam. Alright. And it looks like Cheeseburger is the carrier. He's trying to farm. He knows he needs a lot of money. He knows he doesn't have it right now. 135 is like not much because you can pretty much just like assume that whenever you have money, it's gone, and it's gone because carriers, their interceptors are their main way of attacking. And double siege in the first 7 minutes of the game, really trying to set themselves up for just taking away a tower very quickly. But the sieges themselves are doing like almost nothing. 750, 17 range, but kind of like tickling them from a very far. Is that going to scare them off enough? Anita is going to move on in there. They've got the tentacles up, doing 52 damage to Massive, and it's going to do almost all that damage. He does have Defensive Matrix. Defensive Matrix is trying to keep the Dreadnoughts, which are big glass cannons, alive, and they're just slapping down whenever they can. The Shrike getting close. He's like, okay. And he does overcommit. He's actually staying a little bit too close to the sieges to be attacked. And then he's going to go all the way through. The Shrike quits the game and is taking it out. Looks like a double siege. I mean, weak or otherwise, is just tickling away. The Ivan working on the railroad build is going to take out a tower possibly in the very first couple seconds. We have Mass coming on in. Now the damage that he's doing is almost there to take them all out. And they're gonna just have the pickup from the blue side. Looks like the red side's regrouping. They're down 2 right now. But when we look at the money, we got 480 from Ghetto, WM Beaver 287, Diesel defending, Handyman getting hurt right now because Cheeseburger has upgraded his interceptors and launched as many as they possibly. They do 40 damage each little guy, and they because they have 14, they also have 14 upgrades, so 7 armor basically. So the entire blue side reorganized into the to the new attackers, and they're going to move on back. 1 over has lockdown because why not at this point? We're going for some wonky stuff. Lockdown is never a bad idea to have. Just an interesting one at the very beginning. 328, 496, 503, 912 Handyman. And, but the Diesel and WM Beamer, they went for Siege, which, I mean, is, obviously it worked out and took out, one person by Rage Quit and the other in the tower. But, they are now they put in all their money into siege mode, so they have less for the other stuff. The range is not upgraded, so it's still at the 7, no, it is upgraded, but it stays about, 17 when it's siege. Armor's okay. Let's see what Diesel gets. He's similar, doesn't have the armor right now. He's going for protective field, basically going to split his energy though. So essentially, they aren't as tanky as they could be because they're more attacky than they usually are. Handyman deciding that Scourge on the way he's going, and he's going to attack them. Now, great shot from Yivnas does hurt all of the Scourge, and it is going to save him there. It did 125 damage to light over a couple seconds, and in that time the lasers were able to finish them off. But will Yivnas get back to base? He will. He does have Stasis Field, which is a great counter to Siege. Yes, they're going to be set up. Decided that they're going to set up the next one right up there. Interceptors are going to hurt Handyman. We're going to keep an eye on him, see if they ended up actually killing him or something like that. But the defensive Dark Swarm from the Ghetto helping as well. Ooh, Siege is like a risky way of killing off a interceptors because they do splash damage. But boom, tower taken out. We got Beastwand hurt as well. Beastwand is hit by splash damage, and 226 interceptors are going to do quite a bunch of damage. And it looks like the blue side is slightly sort of retreating. Diesel is staying in the siege mode right now. We got a Cheeseburger moving on up. Cheeseburger coming on in. He doesn't have anything like Vortex, but he does take out. Yimnas does take out Beastwand, the Raven. Ghetto C being attacked. Anita pressing the frenzy button. The frenzy button is going to increase the damage done by the done to the Dreadnought. And the Dreadnought doesn't have very much armor right now. And the rest of the team is trying to go forward, but Yimnas able to smash him down. And the interceptors are also doing as much damage as possible. But it looks like Diesel staying in siege mode. He's going to finally get on out of there right now. But the entire blue side just lost their Their Raven, and they may just lose their BC as well. No, BC is going to stay alive. He has nuke? He has nuke! Okay, he has nuke. So that's even more higher damage, but less into like things like, you know, range and armor. And, you know, he has the speed to maybe stay away from some interceptors slightly. But, you know, they definitely went for a heavy damage. And, you know, we got Cheeseburger doing 52 damage per interceptor. The armor of the interceptors is at 10 because they're at 20 upgrades. So anybody who's doing less damage than 10 is not really hurting them too much. So 16 is 6. Yay. I'm going to go on this math as much as possible. 4. 14 is 4. All right, 30 is 20. You're doing well right now. Who said I didn't pass math? Physics was so fun, I took it twice in college. We got 1 over. You know, he went for more abilities. He went for the missile pods, which is a great way of doing area of effect damage to Cheeseburger's interceptors. But Yibnas showing us the benefits of having things like electromagnetic storm when it comes to doing damage. And it looks like another person is coming on up. Beautiful shot from 1 over to use his missile pods. And Anita's going to come on up. He's got the frenzy, which basically puts him into beast mode. 100% increase in armor. Output of damage increased by 100%, armor increased by 10, movement speed by 0.6, last 16 seconds, he's going to use that time to attack and move on back. We got Triple H having some missiles, and Guardians are long distance damage dealers, and they're way too close in these. The electromagnetic storm does hurt, but will they be able to take out Turtle H? He's being healed right now, and another round of Scourge will most definitely take him out, but yet is slowly being able to run away, and the Yibnas saving him by using his shield as much as possible. And even taking a whole bunch of damage, and he's not as lucky enough to have any shield, but he does have about 1,000 life left, and that might just be enough. Handyman now having to retreat because he was being attacked by interceptors. 1 over. He's got the missile pods, but doesn't have enough energy to support all of the stuff that he has. He has all the cool abilities in the book and can't use them if he doesn't have energy. So he's got to be selective with that. Diesel does have protective field, which is good. Definitely gonna help out with the interceptors, giving that extra 50 armor to kind of negate what they're doing. Handyman running away. As the Guardian, you always run around with like half health, and your half health is not very healthy. They are good at range, but then just don't get close. We got Diesel. You know, he is the tank, and you know, we got, let's see, team compositionally actually. BC is the versatilest ship up here. Has lockdown, has the nuke, which you know, is something. Defensive shield, but that sort of counters the feedback right there. Lockdown to feedback. Carrier is kind of its own little class of long distance attack. Can even have vortex. 2 tanks, and looks like, you know, just the 2 Guardians for long distance damage. Ghetto SC possibly setting up for some sneaky step. He said he was setting up for a warp, and Diesel says it's a bad idea because of the Lagaga. And Turtle H moving on up. Those are just House Tempests. Ghetto SC pinging, saying that, you know, that could be something. He has the Dark Swarm. He wants to get maybe Yibnas. Yibnas would be a great pickup at the game. They are weak, but they are also, you know, protected by his friends. Diesel's warping in. Let's see who ends up coming to the party right now. Diesel does. And Diesel getting stormed. Turning around. Anita being hurt. Being Diesel feedbacked by Yibnas. Yibnas, you know, using his electromagnetic storm and feedback whenever he possibly can. He is now in the almost health, very edges of the health right there. Get a see. Whoop. Oh, Cheeseburger slapped him down with the vortex. And the vortex is you know, holding on to the Guardian right now, kind of forcing the team to regroup, recalibrate, come on back. And Cheeseburger running away, using that vortex very effectively to not only stop Ghetto, but to reorganize the team. Handyman going on in. Anita trying to run in. I mean, you know, be the tank that they want to be. But he does have to really get close to attack people. Only at 5 range instead of you know, the minimum of 8 for the Gatling cannon to really be effective. 1 over, moving on in, launches the missiles. Now because he went for so many abilities, he has less missiles. His missiles are instead of attacking 8 times, doing 102 damage, he's attacking 7 times at 88 damage. Less missiles and less damage per missile. Get over, see, pushing on up. You only got the Dark Swarm right now. 1 over, moving on, running on away. He's using, you know, missile pods. It does hit Ghetto, it does do area effect, but you know, if you can kill the interceptors, that's also really good. I need to move it on up. We got, Handyman. Now, Handyman and Ghetto C, Guardians, again, they just never have enough health because they're kind of generally weak-ish ships, and they are almost forced to take damage and run away. So if you can get them off guard at all, then you're going to have a bad time. It's a Guardian. You have a good time if you're trying to attack them. And it looks like the lockdown using against Yibnas, lockdown doesn't drain that much energy, only drains 100 energy, but does stop them from using any abilities for 10 seconds, which is arguably better. Although they have more energy to you know, come back and kill you for it. Cheeseburger using those Tempests and vortexing a Guardian as well as a BC. So now forcing Ghetto to stay there, and he's going to be attacked by interceptors, and he's going to try to run away, but he does have to be careful about the interceptors sniping him down. Siege being set up to scare them off. Handyman have very limited health, but will they actually commit to attacking him? If they do, Anita takes out Handyman. Diesel is you know, going to be forced to retreat. Ghetto, his needle spines are great, but they're not going to kill interceptors fast enough. Almost no matter what you do, area effect is great. It looks like the blue side is gonna limp on back to base. 486 for Ghetto. Diesel's got 422 and 1 over 693. Let's see what they ended up spending on. Anything is good at this point. But I mean, lasers are, you know, kind of like the best defense that Guardians can have, but it takes more time than it's easy to give for. Setting up the very weak siege is this one last Tempest. Cheeseburger can't press the Tempest button until this guy's dead, so he's just holding on to his armor. Anita, kind of moving on up. He has to get close, so he's going to be cautious. Now that the Tempest is dead, they can put some more, but 1, 2, 3 Tempests are dead. Get out of seat, almost diving in, and does take out the Tempest, but will he be taken out for his efforts? He does have Diesel close to him, and he is going to get on back. Cheeseburger's Tempest couldn't see Diesel right there, and now that they can, he's using his protective field. Tempest can't be upgraded how strong they are, so they only have a certain amount of health. They don't get armor bonus. And, you know, unlike interceptors, obviously, which gets stronger and stronger. And it looks like Diesel's going to move on in. He has 11 upgrades on his laser battery, 3 on his regular armor, giving him only 20. Now, when you're in siege mode, none of that matters because your armor goes down to nothing anyway. I mean, mathematically, yes, it goes down to something that isn't 0, but it's almost 0. The plateau is a lot lower. Let's see, nuclear missile, armed and operational. Let's see what Turtle H goes for. He goes for the nuke as well. Hey, you know what? If you see a sieger, that's always good. Yibnas has the stasis field. Everybody getting the most ultimate abilities they possibly can. With exception to Ghetto. Ghetto has Corrosive Acid. Corrosive Acid is going to lower the armor of the target unit by 4, stacks up to 7 times, and decreases the movement speed by 0.05 each stack. Now, whatever the number is, 0.05, it's helpful because it slows down the enemy. More time on target means more damage done, and you know, low armor targets can go into the negatives. Ghetto SC setting up the warp. Turtle H staying with Cheeseburger, and looks like the red side staying together for the kids. 4-3 right now. The Tempest, which were warped back there, are finally up to speed. 14 doing you know, 200 to, I guess, structures, but 420 to everything else. Anita coming on in. The entire blue side coming on up, and they're gonna go around where the Tempests are, and the Vortex misses. Get over C, getting a little bit too close to the Guardian, right, to the Leviathan right there, and Stasis being used. Nuke being launched at 1 over. 1 over is going to take a nuke right there. Boom. We gotta give gas. Being chased by Diesel. Diesel doing as much damage as possible to try to take out the one guy who's going to, be the healer. 1 over, running away as much as possible. Will he make it back? And Mass was taken out by Diesel. While 1 over may survive. Anita Pussy is trying to do as much damage as possible. They are close distance guys. Balance one is not that great. Get it with C, 896. We got even less from there. A nuke hitting Anita Pussy. Anita Pussy being taken out. And Turtle H chasing over Diesel. Diesel using his last vestiges of energy to use protective field. And there we go. We got everybody in the blue side nearly dead, all 3 of them, but only 2 red side remaining. 1 battle cruiser from Triple H, and Cheeseburger has 1.82 speed, 20 interceptors, and of course them attempts. Get OSC moving on up, but again he attacks at half health because he's a guardian. And Turtle H is going to take a bunch of damage. He's being acid sprayed right now. Turtle H diving in and taking a whole bunch of damage, and Turtle H is gone. Tempest from Cheeseburger, doing as much damage as possible, but Get OSC running around at very little health, and 1, 2, 3 guys are chasing him. He's not really want to get very close. We got a Cheeseburger running away. He's launching his interceptors. He's going to do as much damage as possible. He's going to target them on Ghetto. Ghetto is going to be in the 4,000 life, and with all his buddies around him, he does take him out as well. 34 upgrades on, or 34 damage from his 13 upgraded needle spines are going to help out with that. We got 1 over moving on up. He does have a defensive shield. He is going to use it. Diesel going to use his protective field to try to take out the Tempest, which happen to be very close to the other guys. Even at 500 energy, Cheeseburger just running out of abilities to do. Because Tempest are 225, although we can repair them and, their energy, it is still an investment right there. Get OSC running well back to base. 1 over using his missiles. He only has 475, he has so many abilities, and he just has to use them because the interceptors are really good at this point. Diesel staying strong. Diesel protective fielding. Kib had 50 extra armor. Cheeseburgers. Kinetic overload is 420 steel. And looks like the blue side's going to try to retreat. 733, 478. Not trying to attack the Tempest, if at all possible. And looks like Guardian's going to come on up. 15 upgrades, 38 damage. And you see these, they only have 100 shield and 200 life, no matter what. So, just mathematically, you get to a certain point where you're killing them a lot quicker, and you can't give them an armor bonus. And, Cheeseburger being defensive, carries a long-distance attackers. He's trying to do as much farm as possible. He's got 627, whatever you want to put him into. Interceptors, 64. He's trying to dive and do that against the, sort of, one with the least amount of armor. But Get OSC is getting close, and he wants to use the corrosive acid whatever he possibly can. It does come at a risk, but beautiful lockdown does hit Cheeseburger right there. Get OSC taking a whole bunch of damage. He's about half health, and saved by 1 over with his missile pods. Got like saved by also doing damage to your friend. It's like the city of Townsville is saved because you technically did the price of the General is a little bit less than the total insurance value of the damage done to the city. We got Tempest in the gas, doing the damage that they can. A couple extra shots. Negated a bunch by protective field. It increases the armor of the Dreadnought to 50. It reduces damage dealt by abilities to 25%. Get OSC though, having to run away. Get OSC staying around the gas, staying around his friend, but the interceptors are just too many of them, too much of them, and he does get taken out. Cheeseburger does take out Ghetto right there. Cheeseburger is going to be chased into his base. Will Diesel commit to it? He does not necessarily. And now he has to also retreat as well. He's got plenty of energy, but the protective field is just on cooldown. And looks like the Tempests are being warped in and being shot as they're being warped in, but any extra shots, 1 or 2, does make a difference right there. 32 armor. Interceptors, they have 72 damage, so that is more. I mean, it's even more when you than Protective Field was also offering. Whatever doesn't have the benefit of armor, so has to rely on Defensive Shield. And now we can drain it, drain energy, but you know, you just have to get close to do so. Looks like Diesel is going to try to retreat as well. He even has the extra life ability. He upgraded that. These are repair bots. To repair in battle. Staying in the gas. Smart. These guys can't see them, so they won't attack if they don't kind of edge out of the gas right there. And it looks like they're just going to try to feel each other out. Try to retreat as much as possible. The sort of preemptive defensive matrix, just giving him whatever extra life he can. He has 3,800 extra life, essentially, while that's active. Does sound out, though. Carrier, putting his Tempest next to the House of Tempests, Sky Furies, and his do much more. 540 damage at 18 range. So if you can be hit, you know, that's you know, pretty quickly going to add up there. We got a Cheeseburger, you know, feeling it out, staying by the gas, staying defensive, keeping his interceptors to protect his Tempest, his Tempest to protect himself, and baiting out a missile pods right there. Diving in to take out the Tempests that were House Tempests, and staying on the other side. So if the damage is, if the attackers are on the right side, he goes to the left. From the left side, he goes to the right. Does leave his Tempests vulnerable, and they are going to be injured, killed by Diesel, but not necessarily all of them. There we go. We got one over, using the missile pods as much as possible. 759 life, or money they can put into something, and 850 money they can put into something. Let's see what they end up doing. You can't actually see them clicking on the buttons and all that, but ooh, he went for armor. I saw that difference. He went for the armor, 34. Because again, the interceptors do 72. So if you cut them by about approximately half, that's pretty great. Defensive shield doesn't get the benefit of armor, but he upgraded it to absorb more damage. So it's like, it's extra straight damage, which you know, just it's 4,000, but it doesn't get negated at all. So it's 4,000. That takes all 72 of each attack. So it does go down pretty quickly. But it also does help when you're in a situation where you just need life. When you just need life, there's that. It's like regular life cereal, not like the fancy stuff. Pumpkin spice season's occurring, so everything's pumpkin spice. So pumpkin spice shield is what we're gonna call that, because it's orange. We got a pumpkin spice shield, and we are going to retreat. Then you really need to be careful, because it's so easy to overcommit against a carrier. Yes, you do more upfront damage. You crush it in a 1 versus 1 if you're within like 8 range. But unless you are within 8 range, you're not within 8 range, and then you die because they can do damage from a long distance. Get those interceptors. Whoa, upgraded even more. 86 damage because they're upgraded 37 times. And again, just you know, for anybody who doesn't know, it starts at 25 and increases by 5 every time that you upgrade it. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, more up to 37, starting at 25. Basically, it's a bunch of money. It's just like an ever increasing amount of money. There's technically no limit breaker. There's no stopping point. You could have 37,000. It just would cost an extraordinary amount of money. But 37 is definitely pushing up to where he is. Now, he actually is right behind the other team. He's going, he's putting himself in a pretty dicey position. He does have the vortex, but if he gets locked down at all, then he's way too close to, you know, really be effective. And Diesel is going to push him on in. Diesel is going to try to maybe go for the kill, because he's actually at very limited health. Diesel pushing on up. Carrier at very limited life, and there's a vortex to save himself. Save himself with 400 life. We got a distro at the side, and 1-over was taken out by interceptors. That's why he wasn't being attacked, but why he wasn't with his buddies. The interceptors were on him the whole time. Masterful baiting right there. And now we got Diesel in a position where he's just like relying on protective field to take a little bit less damage, He can try to repair bots, but if you're taking the whole damage, then your repair bots get killed, so they're instantly used and dead. And he may or may not even make it back right there. We got Diesel running away, and he is going to survive that right there with 13,000 life. So let's see what he ends up using it against. But Cheeseburger cutting it really close with 400 life, and while keeping his interceptors on the battle cruiser, which was not able to take them out. He's going to go up there. Let's see what he ends up going for. I mean, he has 56 damage in his laser batteries because they're upgraded 24 times. 11 from his Gatling cannon at point 18. He just increased how fast the Gatling cannon is attacking. So if you ever got that close again, he'd be doing much more damage proportionally to the time spent. Cheeseburger moving on up. Let's see, he's got the 86 up interceptor. He's got 86 damage on his interceptors. He even has some particle disruptors. Close distance farming. He doesn't want to be like, killed by the, farm ships, even though it's not his main way of farming. And because the tower is gone, we got the fancier looking phoenixes right there. And they actually have more life than the other guys. Vortex, swing and a miss. Diesel not going into the Vortex afterwards. He's going to use his protective field. He's going to try to stay alive as much as possible. 60 armor base plus 50 is going to keep him alive, except Kaboom from the Tempest. 600 damage. I mean, even armored up, he is definitely going to have to retreat. He can only use his lasers. His lasers are only able to do X amount of damage at a time. 56 at 0.21 speed, by the way. And that's just time that the interceptors can do more damage. They can stay on target longer, do more damage, and don't even get killed very easily. 18.5 armor on both their Protoss plating as well as their plasma shields. Cheeseburger setting up his kinetic overloads on his Tempest. Which one did they choose? They choose the top. Why did they choose the top? Who knows? Cheeseburger, let's see. Does he commit to sending his interceptors? He has to independently micro them around the Goldilocks area, and he only has 9 right now. Or 7, 6, 7, 6, 5. There we go. He's going to warp them back in. He has 18 total interceptors. And now he can actually use them because he used the warp in function. But again, even at 500 energy, he has to really be prodigious with what he uses his stuff on. Diesel is going to move on in there. He knows he's going to take some damage when he dives, but he just decides that dead Tempests are better than health right now. Tempests are going to slowly move on back. He's going to try to repair as much as possible. He just finished his repair bots. And he's going to dive on in, take a bunch of damage, and move on back. Again, 56 at 0.21, and the Tempests can't upgrade their health or armor. So, even though he's going to take some shots, he's going to kill the Tempest relatively quickly as soon as he gets close. And it looks like the carrier is even using his lasers to farm whenever possible. So they're there. And now has a light hold from his Tempests in the Goldilocks zone to sustain a little bit longer of a farm. Siege mode right now from Diesel would be his own destruction because the armor is the only thing keeping him alive, and it's not an option if the interceptors are allowed to do all 86 damage that they really could be doing. So siege mode is effectively now just a paperweight. If it's used, it has to be used very carefully, very sparingly. He's going to use the time that he has, 1.92 speed. He pumped out more than That, oh no, he gets vortexed. He gets vortexed when he was just in his happy space. He's upgraded his, shields, 15 times, so they have 18 armor, and gives him extra life. The carrier is still susceptible to this. 100 damage at 0.15 seconds. That is actually the most Void Rays are ever going to be. He really just can lay some pain on them if he gets within, the 8 range. This 8 range is like, his happy place. And will he get to his happy place? Who knows? We got Vortex on a cooldown right now. So Diesel has to get on, he has to, if he's going to make his move and dive, he had to do it right then, before the Vortex becomes inactive again. It's about halfway back. And will he do it? Diesel could actually go and just try to do some damage to the mothership. It's not the worst idea in the world. He's going to dive in there. He's going to do as much damage as possible, but he wasn't close enough to the mothership to kill it. But that might end up having to be a strategy. At a certain point, the regular ships they all become overpowered in their own special ways. So it is almost easy to kill the mothership at like the bazillions of life that it has. Diesel moving on back. He's at basically full health, armor, hull-wise. But as soon as he was lower on shields, he started running away. Which is actually the point where his armor kicks into effect. He's just trying not to die. Because you got the one life to live. We got the Diesel moving back. 1108. He's going to make it back. As he turns, he's going to try to take on Cheeseburger. Cheeseburger's trying to use the time. Vortex just got it back off of cooldown. And he is going to has to be very careful, pinpoint accuracy with it. Otherwise, he might just die because Diesel is going to stay on him. He's going to try to ring around the Rosie because the Dreadnought only works going in one direction, and he does get caught. Dreadnought has to be facing the enemy to be attacking. So that little ring around the Rosie, back and forth, back and forth. He even has scouts. He has scouts. Whatever you can throw at the guy is good. And, was not quite enough, and the Tempests are in perfect position, and they might just take him out, and that is going to be GG. Cheeseburger takes the victory for the red team. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure you guys press like, press subscribe, in StarCraft Starbound all the time. Send your replays to maffumancasting@gmail.com to watch your games here. Press like, press subscribe, we're doing StarCraft Starbound all the time.